Hey there, I am Dr. Marnita on fire with P3 Purposepreneur TV. Glad you're here today. I want to share with you some insight into my P3 speaker program. I'm sharing today with you 4 keys that you need to cultivate confidence no matter what room you're in. So who out there wants to be an amazing P3 speaker? Say me. That's me. Tap your chest. Do like this. That's me. Well, stay tuned because we're about to share 4 keys that you can use to cultivate confidence in any contextual situation so you can be an amazing transformational speaker. Until I see you on the inside, if you think this video has any type of value for someone who's looking to be a transformational speaker, a P3 transformational speaker, I want you to share this video, but most importantly, I want you to like and tell me in the comments how this has helped you. Dr. Marnita on fire! See you on the inside. The confident speaker. If I had to put a definition around this program, the P3 speaking program, I would say that the confident speaker is one who delivers transformation through increased potential, interconnected purpose, and intentional planning. Now, we're talking about the confident speaker today because I believe it's very important and non-negotiable, because in order to be a transformational speaker, one needs to be confident. And developing confidence as a skill, a lot of people don't recognize that confidence is a skill set that one must develop, but this is imperative to being a transformational speaker. And here's why. It's really not as important as what you say, but how you say it. You need to be believable. People believe you if you believe what you're sharing with them. They know whether or not you believe what you're sharing with them based on how you share the information. Like in general, whether you're speaking or having just one-on-one conversations with people, I truly believe that how you say what you say matters when it comes to delivering a transformational experience. And especially if you're getting in front of people and doing presentations and presenting programs, the vehicle that you're using is the vehicle of communication. So there are points to consider when you're going into this realm of being a confident speaker. 1, is that the confidence you have is tied to the context that you're in. You may say, well, what does that mean? If you're speaking in a room or if you're speaking on a specific stage, and you're speaking within your specialty, you really don't know who's in the room. And based on who's in the room, that may open up doors for you to begin to get other platforms in which you can speak on. You will be confident if you're speaking in your specialty, but if that particular stage opens up a door for you to speak in other areas, you may not be so confident because that's not your area of specialty. It happened to me this year. I has been speaking, in different areas for years, and when one of my friends who's a realtor, she invited me to speak to a group of realtors. Well, I'm not a realtor. So contextually, I don't know their lingo. Have to have some tools that you can be able to use in order to continue to increase your confidence no matter what the context is. If your context changes, there are tools that you can use to cultivate confidence no matter what the subject matter is or no matter who's in the room. This is important. Why is this important? Because transformational speaking, now this is really cool. You're going to like this one. Why is this important? Because transformational speaking really doesn't start with what comes out of your mouth. It begins with what goes on in your mind. If we can overcome mindset, like everything else is like a meta, it's like that whole meta skill in overcoming everything. Start with the 4 keys that's used to unlock the door to a new level of confidence. That first key would be radical immersion. Radical immersion is simply immersing yourself into places and spaces or with information in an extraordinary way so you can go further faster. Immersing yourself into places and spaces or information. You have to include information in there also with in an extraordinary way so you can go further faster. Well, can you give me an example of that, Dr. Marnita? Yes, let's take an example of that. Oftentimes when people talk about, it took me so long to do X, Y, Z, like it may have taken them 3 years to learn a particular skill. Well, when you think about it, did it really take them 3 years? Or is it the way they approached that particular skill set that took them 3 years? Did they start it and stop because life got in the way and then had to take a hiatus, then go back to it and then take a hiatus? Did they stop and start and stop and start? Or had they totally immersed themselves in the information around that skill set, could they have gotten it a lot quicker? Radical immersion is important because it allows you to redeem time. If you immerse yourself in that particular skill set in an extraordinary way, that just means you're all in until you get it, until you become masterful, able to execute effortlessly without the use of conscious resources, like your tying your shoe. Especially skill sets, we should be dominant in a particular skill set. If that's speaking, we need to position ourselves where we become masterful speakers. And so how you do that, first, like you need to know that don't let what you know get in the way of what you don't know. To be ignorant to like, okay, I don't know anything. It's just the lack of knowing, right? And then if you go from being ignorant to being knowledgeable, being knowledgeable is just the accumulation of truth. And then once we accumulate the truth around the particular skill set, we can begin to become understanding of the information. We begin to understand it, which simply means we begin to assimilate that truth in a particular way. And then we become wise about everything. So we begin to apply the truth. And then upon application, which is execution, over time, we become masters of that skill set. So it's ignorance plus knowledge plus understanding plus wisdom leads to mastery. Tool is repetition. This is in the area of volume. If confidence increases with competence, you can't improve competence without repetition, which means you have to practice it over and over and over and over and over again. That's where the practice comes in. Well, what does that look like? And what does that really mean? Whether or not you have a stage or what you perceive to be a stage or not, how do you create your own platforms? You have, once I really got this, we have so many platforms. One of our platforms could be in our car. You could have a room in the house and put some pictures on the wall, like these are people that you're having a conversation. And what it allows you to do is to perfect this particular gift in practice. Because here's what you can't do. You can't wait for opportunities to pursue improvement. So the only resolve to that is that you have to do it more, whether that be on social media, live, do it pre-recorded, just do it. Third tool is restriction. So don't miss this one. You have to guard your eye, ear, and heart gates. This is so important, probably one of the most important ones of the 4. Because there is nothing that is not impacted by the condition of your heart, even communication. You have to be so careful of what you allow in. Your speaking skill is always directly proportional to what you think about yourself. Now, this is a huge one. So it is so vital to guard yourself from negative thinking, cynicism, small thinking, and limiting beliefs. That's why I believe restriction, the tool of restriction, is so important. And the last tool we're going to be talking about today is reassurance. Reassurance. And reassurance simply means you need a community or a coach that can support and reassure you, because external affirmations matter. Do these people have a commitment to help pull the best of us out of us? Like these 4 keys I'm excited to share with you because they help unlock our confidence. Because it is our confidence that affects our speaking. You have to be engaged in something in order to cultivate desire for anything. You water, it grows. You plant, you water, it grows. You plant, it water, it grows. Eventually, you'll get your pattern maker. What we want to do is to become more fruitful and multiply by being more resourceful and constantly learning. Purposepreneurs are pattern makers, and pattern makers are move makers. Goodbye.